These books which I'm about to share are extremely easy to create. Now, quick side note before we get into the video, the LCB Vault, our main course, where we have 5 courses in one, will be going on offer come next Monday. We're going to be having a 2-week sale, huge sale for Black Friday. So if you're interested, keep an eye out over the next week. Now, let's get into the video and let me share with you these different types of low content books which are extremely easy to create. Now, one thing I do want to note really quick, and that is, easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. So let me say that again. The easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. Now, all the books that I'm about to share are extremely easy. Now, why is that? Well, there's multiple places where you can get the interiors. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to share with you 2 of these places. Now, the first one, which I want to share, is blank recipe cookbooks. Now, with a blank recipe cookbook, it's just a book, a recipe book, where you can put your own recipes. So if we take a look here and if we scroll down, that's actually a really nice cover. I really like that. But if we scroll down to here, we can see what the layout looks like. So you're going to have a table of contents. You can have a 5-star rating on the side. That's not necessary, but you're going to have pages 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the recipe name. So if we scroll down just a little bit more to here, we can see what that actually looks like. So this is page 1. And this is where the customer would fill out the information with their own recipe. They'd put the recipe name, the ingredients, the difficulty of creating the dish, the cooking time, notes. And again, this says page 1. So now if we go back up to that index to round about here, this is where they'd put the recipe name. So these blank recipe cookbooks are relatively easy to create. Now, something like this, you would want to completely create it yourself. You could do this within Canva, but this one is a little bit more harder to create than the rest of the books which I'm about to share. But again, this is fairly easy to create. So that's the first one which I want to share, and that's blank recipe cookbooks. Now with these, there's also multiple different ways that you can target. So with this book, or this type of book, along with all the others which I'm about to share, you always want to niche down for better results. But that's the first one, blank recipe cookbooks. The second one being blank comic books. Now these are really easy to create as well, and nearer the end of the video I'm going to share with you somewhere where you can go to actually get these types of interiors. But on the inside of these is just square boxes. Now in fact, if you want to create this, I do believe I have created a video of creating blank comic book interiors in the past, and what I'll do is link it right there in the right hand corner on a card so you can go through and watch. Now if we come down to round about here, we can see it's just blank boxes. Now why is that? It's so kids and people, customers, can create their own comic books. So they draw in here, they draw in there, they draw in all these different boxes. And with these types of interiors, you can have a few different layouts and then alternate them throughout the book. But again, if we keep looking through, we can see just how easy something like this would be to create. But that's the second one which I want to share, and that's blank comic books. Third ones being dot grid notebooks or dot grid journals. Now these are actually known as bullet journaling, but with bullet journaling, that's trademark protected, so you do not want to use that. If you want to create a bullet journal, then you want to use dot grid instead bullet journaling or bullet journal. Now if we scroll down, we can see what the inside actually looks like, and it's just lots of dots on the page evenly spread out. Now, to create something like this yourself is going to be a little bit harder, but again, nearer the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a place where you can get these for free. But that's the third one which I want to share with you, and that's dot grid journals. The fourth one being sketchbooks. So these are even easier to create. Now remember, you always want to niche down when creating any type of book. So if you're going to do some research, make sure to dive deeper into the sketchbook niche. Now if we scroll through this, we can see what the interior looks like. Well, kind of, because they've only got one page that we can see. But what you want to do, remember that with a sketchbook, you can't actually have blank pages in a book on KDP. They don't allow that because they need something to print. Now you can have 4 consecutive blank pages in a row, but any more than that, they will not allow that. So to get around that, you either want to have numbers on the page in each corner, so you could have page 1, page 2, page 3, or you can have some type of border like this on the page so they can actually print that book. So remember, if you're going to create some type of sketchbook, you can't have just completely blank pages. Now what you could do was put some nice little elements on the page as well. But nonetheless, that's the fourth one which I wanted to share with you, and that is sketchbooks. The fifth one being notebooks. Now, notebooks get a bad rap these days because there's a lot of shoddy notebooks on Amazon, but these sell extremely well, especially if they pull some type of emotion out of the customer, because then they're more likely going to buy it. Now with this one, this pulls a funny emotion. It makes you laugh. Brilliant ideas I had while drinking wine. Now notebooks are extremely easy to create because if we take a look on the inside, it's just lined paper. So again, remember, the easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. How easy is it to get an interior like this and then create a cover like this where it's just one colour with a simple font and writing on the front? It's really, really easy. Now, because there's a lot of competition, you really want to make your book unique. Now, how can you make it unique? Well, by using a quote or a made-up quote that has never been done or used on Amazon before. See, most people, when they're trying to do notebooks like this, go through Amazon, copy other people's books, their ideas, and then wonder why they don't get sales. Well, it's not very unique. So I'm guessing with this one, brilliant ideas I had while drinking wine was the first of its kind, and that's why this probably sells extremely well. In fact, if we come down to here, just give that a second while that refreshes. If we come down to here, we can see that at the current time of recording this video, it has a BSR of 22,000. And look how simple it is. It's had 97 sales over the past 30 days. So remember, if you're going to do some type of funny notebook like this, your idea, your quote, has to be the first to market. Don't go and use quotes which other people are using on Amazon, because if you find a quote that has never been used, you're more likely to make those sales. Now that's the fifth one which I wanted to share, and the sixth and final one, there's kind of 2 books in this one, is composition notebooks and primary composition notebooks. Now what's the difference? Well, a primary composition notebooks looks like this. They have a space or a part on the page where they can practice writing, and they also have a place for drawing. So that's a primary composition notebook, but a normal composition notebook, as we can see, looks completely different because they're for completely different people, but I thought I'd bundle these two together with a composition notebook and a primary composition notebook because they are very, very similar. But again, these are extremely easy to create and they work best with some type of pattern on the front cover. Now, I have created a video in the past about creating composition notebooks and creating covers like these patterned covers. Now, what I'll do is link that video in the right hand corner as well, so you can go through and watch. But composition notebooks and primary composition notebooks have thousands and thousands of niches, and they're actually one of my favorites to create. Now, let's have a quick recap of these types of low content books, and then I'm going to share with you two different places where you can get interiors completely for free. So the first one was blank recipe cookbooks. Now remember, always dive deeper into these niches so you can find those sub niches. But that was the first one. The second one being blank comic books. The third one being dot grid notebooks. The fourth one being sketchbooks. The fifth one being just notebooks in general. Remember, funny notebooks tend to sell better. Then the sixth being the composition notebooks and also primary composition notebooks. Now, where can you actually get these interiors? Well, the first place being selfpublishingtitans.com. Now, with selfpublishingtitans.com, they have two Chrome extensions, which are a must-have for low content book publishers, so be sure to check them out as well if you don't already know about them. But they also have a low content bookmaker on their website, and it's completely free to use. You just have to create a free account first. Now, once you've created an account, you can go to low content maker, then go to free low content maker just there. Now, once you've signed in and you're in the website, we can see here on the left hand side all of the different types of books that you can create, and again, completely for free. There's notebooks, graphing pages, comic books, so those blank comic books, sketchbooks, cursive books, blank page, wide ruled, so that's the composition notebooks. And as we can see, they have lots of different types. There's the dot grid, so dot grid notebooks as well, but they have lots of different types of interiors that you can create here on selfpublishingtitans.com. So that's the first website. Come through and check it out. I will link it down in the description along with the next website, just so it's a little bit easier for you to check out. And the second place is BookBolt. Now, with BookBolt, this is a great tool. I do have it myself, but I don't really use it that much anymore as I have Helium 10. But if you come over to bookbolt.io, go to resources, and then go to Interior Wizard just here, this is what's going to open up. Now again, this is actually completely free to use and you don't even need an account. There are member interiors here as well, but if we take a look at these ones, these are all completely free. And there's blank pages, college ruled, journals, music sheets, and so many different types. So come through, check out bookbolt.io and check out all of these interiors. If we look just here, there's a blank recipe cookbook as well. Not a very nice one, but we can see nonetheless there's lots of different interiors. So again, I'm going to link these two down in the description so you can come through and check them out. That's bookbolt.io and selfpublishingtitans.com. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.